Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the chapter Executive from class plus 1. In this video, we will discuss about the meaning of the term executive, its types, as well as powers and functions of the President of India. Students, first of all, we will discuss the meaning of the term executive. Executive has been defined in both in its broad and narrow forms. First of all, we will discuss the broader form of executive. Executive is taken to mean all the functionaries, such as political executive. In political executive, we will include Prime Minister and his cabinet and council of ministers, and permanent executive. In permanent executive, we include civil servants who undertake the execution of the laws and policies and run the administration of the state. Next, we will discuss the narrow form of executive. In narrow form of executive, the executive means only the executive heads, ministers, that is the political executive, who head the government departments and formulate the policies and supervise the implementations of laws and policies of the government. The civil service and its administration functions are not included in the realm of execution. Students, after discussing the broader and narrow meaning of the term executive, now we will discuss the simple meaning of the term executive. Executive is that organ of the government which enforces the will of the legislature. Students, as you know that legislature is the law-making body. So the legislature makes the laws and the executive is charged with responsibility of giving effect to these laws. Besides this, it keeps law and order in the country. It also protects the life and property of the people and maintains internal peace of the country. Next, we will discuss the types of executive. First of all, we will discuss parliamentary executive. The system of parliamentary executive is based on the principle of collective leadership. As head of the government is usually known as Prime Minister, he is the leader of the majority party and accountable to the legislature. Like England, we have adopted parliamentary form of government. President is the nominal executive and the Prime Minister is the real executive. Next is semi-presidential system. This system is also based on the principle of collective leadership. This system has the president as the head of the state and they are having Prime Minister as the head of the government, and here Prime Minister and his council are responsible to the legislature. In France, both the president and the prime minister are the part of semi-presidential system. Sri Lanka also has adopted semi-presidential executive. Next, we will discuss presidential executive. This system is based on individual leadership. Here, the president is the head of the state as well as the head of the government. The president is usually directly elected by the people and is not accountable to the legislature. For example, the US president is directly elected by the people. USA and Brazil has a presidential form of government. Students, before discussing the powers and functions of the President of India, we must know the qualifications required for the post of the President of India. For this, the person who wants to contest the election for the post of President, he should be a citizen of India. He must have completed the age of 35 years. So the minimum age required for the post of President of India is 35 years. He must be qualified to be elected as the members of the Lok Sabha. and he must not hold any office or profit under the government of India. Next, we will discuss the tenure of the President of India. The President of India is elected for a period of 5 years. But we know that he can be removed from his office by the method of impeachment for the violation of the Constitution. And if the resolution of impeachment is passed by both the houses of parliament, then the president is removed from his office. Students, next we will discuss the election procedure for selecting the President of India. As you know that the President of India is not at all directly elected by the people. The President of India is indirectly elected by an electoral college. This electoral college consists of elected members of the parliament and the state legislative assemblies, and he is elected by single transferable vote system. Students, before discussing the main powers of the President of India, first of all we will discuss the discretionary powers enjoyed by the President of India. In the first place, President can send back the advice given by the Council of Ministers and ask the Council to reconsider the decision. In doing this, President acts on his own discretion. Secondly, the President also has veto power, by which he can withhold or refuse to give his approval over the bill other than money bill passed by the Parliament. Every bill passed by the Parliament goes to the President for his approval before it becomes a law. The third kind of discretion arises more out of political circumstances. The President has to decide whom to appoint as the Prime Minister only in that case if no single party gets the majority in the Lok Sabha. In such a situation, the President has to use his own discretion in judging who really may have the support of the majority or who can actually form and run the government. Now we will discuss the powers of the President of India. The powers of the President of India can be divided in two categories: powers in the normal time and emergency powers. First of all, we will discuss the powers of the President in the normal time. During normal times, President of India exercises the following powers: executive powers, legislative powers, financial powers, and judicial powers. First of all, we will discuss the executive powers of the President of India. His executive powers mainly deals with the appointments. The President of India appoints the Prime Minister. Then on the advice of the Prime Minister, he appoints the Council of Ministers. He appoints the judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts of India. He also appoints the state governors. And he also appoints the Election Commission of India. The President of India appoints the Finance Commission of India. And he is the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. That is the Army, the Navy and the Air Force. He appoints the Chief of the Army Staff, Navy and Air Force, and they function under his command. The President can declare war and make peace. He is the head of the National Defense Committee. The exercises of the military powers of the President is regulated by the Parliament. Along with these appointments, he appoints the Attorney General of India, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, the Chairman and the members of the Union Public Service Commission, and the ambassadors or the High Commissioners in other countries. Now we will discuss the legislative powers enjoyed by the President of India. President of India nominates 2 Anglo-Indians in the Lok Sabha. If he feels that the community has not got adequate representation, he also nominates 12 members in the Rajya Sabha who are eminent in the field of arts, science or literature. President has the power to dissolve the Lok Sabha on the advice of the Prime Minister. The Constitution of India has given the power to the President to dissolve the lower house of Parliament before the completion of its tenure. He has the power to order for the fresh elections to the Lok Sabha, but only on the recommendation of the Prime Minister of India. No money bill can be introduced in Lok Sabha without the prior approval of the President of India. The bill cannot become a law without his approval. He can reject an ordinary bill only once, and when passed for the second time, the President is to give his approval. He has no power to reject the money bill passed by the Parliament. Now we will discuss the financial powers enjoyed by the President of India. It is the duty of the President to place the budget for the current year before the Parliament. As we have already discussed, money bill can be introduced in the Parliament with the prior approval of the President. He also appoints the Finance Commission. He gives approval to the money bill passed by the Parliament, but he cannot reject the money bill. Next, we will discuss the judicial powers enjoyed by the President of India. We have already discussed in the executive powers of the President that President appoints the Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court as well as High Courts of India. Along with this, he has the power to grant pardon to the criminals. He can reduce the punishment of the criminals also. And he can take the advice from the judges of the Supreme Court of India over any legal matter or on the question of public importance. So students, in this video, this is all about executive, its meaning, types, and powers and functions of the President of India. In my next video, I will explain you in detail about the appointment, powers, and functions of the Prime Minister as well as Vice President of